What lie have you watched someone dig themselves deeper into? My brother-in-law claimed he was a master chef to impress my sister when they first started dating. The guy literally can't boil water without burning it. But instead of coming clean after they got together, he doubled down. Every romantic dinner he'd order from this fancy restaurant and transfer it to his own plates. For family gatherings, he'd show up with elaborate dishes he made, all secretly catered from different high-end places around town. For 2 years, he's maintained this charade. He even bought a $3,000 set of professional cookware that's never been used except as props. My sister would brag to everyone about her chef boyfriend, posting his homemade meals on Instagram with captions like, "My man's risotto is better than any restaurant." The restaurant staff knew him by name. He had their entire menu memorized and would describe his cooking process in perfect detail. "First, I sear the scallops at exactly 400 degrees. Then I deglaze with white wine." He even learned chef terminology from YouTube cooking channels and would throw around words like mise en place and brunoise cut. He'd spend hours researching recipes online just so he could explain the techniques he supposedly used. My sister's friends would ask for cooking tips, and he'd give these elaborate explanations about flavor profiles and temperature control. The man even bought chef's whites that he'd wear while plating the takeout. During family dinners, he'd disappear into the kitchen for 20 minutes, claiming he was putting the finishing touches on dishes that were actually being delivered to his back door. He coordinated timing like a military operation. The delivery drivers probably thought he was running some kind of underground restaurant. He got so deep into the lie that he started critiquing other people's cooking. At my mom's birthday dinner, he actually had the audacity to suggest improvements to her lasagna recipe that she's been perfecting for 30 years. My mom was asking him for cooking advice, for crying out loud. The guy even started a food blog called Mike's Kitchen Chronicles, where he'd post photos of his creations with detailed recipes he copied from cooking websites. He had actual followers asking him to cater their events. He'd make excuses about being too busy with his restaurant consulting job to take on catering gigs. My sister's coworkers would constantly ask when he was opening his own restaurant. He'd give these vague answers about waiting for the right location and perfecting his signature dishes first. The man had spreadsheets tracking which restaurants he'd ordered from, so he wouldn't repeat the same homemade dish too frequently. He even bought a subscription to every food magazine imaginable just to stay current on culinary trends. His apartment looked like a professional kitchen showroom, complete with copper pots that had never seen heat and knife sets still in their original packaging. The breaking point came last week when my sister decided to surprise him for their anniversary. She wanted to cook together as a couple's activity, so she showed up at his apartment unannounced with bags full of groceries and ingredients for this elaborate romantic dinner she'd planned. She used her spare key and walked in to find him on the phone, frantically trying to place an order. "I need the usual romantic dinner for 2, but can you deliver it to the back entrance in exactly 30 minutes? And make sure the roses are included this time." When he turned around and saw her standing there holding raw chicken and vegetables, he just froze, still clutching the phone. The restaurant manager was asking if he wanted to add the chocolate lava cake like always, completely oblivious to the domestic crisis unfolding. My sister just stood there for what felt like forever, then said, "So, should I put these groceries away, or do you want to actually try cooking for once?" The poor guy tried to play it off like he was ordering inspiration for their home-cooked meal. It didn't work. He's currently taking real cooking classes at the community college. Apparently, the first lesson is learning that salt and sugar aren't interchangeable. Last I heard, he's considering telling my sister the truth about his restaurant consulting job too. Turns out that's also fake.